So my brothers and my sisters, as we embrace this urgency of creating the beloved community, now is the time to be love. Love means understanding redemptive goodwill toward all which seeks nothing in return. So be love by implementing the demands of justice to eliminate the school to prison pipeline that has so many black children entrapped. Be love by correcting voting policies that seek to suppress the votes of millions of black and brown people. Be love and implement the demands of justice by transforming a society that is disproportionately violent toward black lives, including black transgendered lives and indigenous lives. Be love and correct false narratives and economic policies that continue to divide and pit poor and working class black and white people against each other. Be love and implement demands of justice where systems and structures are deconstructed and lead the way of living in community that reimagines just, humane, equitable, and sustainable policies, practices, and behaviors. Love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them who hate you, and pray for them that despitefully use you and abuse you. Be love and do justice and love mercy and walk humbly with our God.
Students with King serves as the King Center's flagship engagement platform for elementary, middle, and high school students, highlighting the legacies of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Mrs. Coretta Scott King, and the impact of the 20th century American Civil Rights Movement. Our dynamic and interactive programming has reached over 1 million students worldwide. Our core learning programs introduce students to the philosophy of Kingian nonviolence, coined Nonviolence 365, and provide important lessons about how they can apply nonviolence in their immediate environments. Whether you're an educator who is looking for ways to bring the King legacy into your classroom, a student who wants to learn more about this powerful moral movement, or a parent who wants to get your child involved in character building and literacy development activities, Students with King is your one-stop shop for unique lesson plans, teaching resources, educational field trips, and other opportunities to engage with the history of the American Civil Rights Movement and its powerful leaders. We look forward to engaging with you and your students. Together we can build the next generation of compassionate, courageous, and conscientious leaders.
Oh, excuse me. I was muted. Sometimes it's live TV. It happens. So I'll start again. But greetings, guys, and welcome to another edition of Students with King Reading Corner. I am your moderator, Tyreek Wynn. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It is an amazing day. We have an amazing Students with King Reading Corner planned for you. I'm so excited about this one. But before we get started, we got to know where you guys are tuning in from. Shout out your state, your city, your school, your teacher, your classroom, all that good stuff. We want to know where you guys are tuning in from this morning. And we already got some people in. See, y'all be on top of it, man. I love this. Peggy Woodson, greetings from North High School in Akron, Ohio. Oh, greetings. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We got Ann Collins saying good morning from Norcross, Georgia. Okay, Norcross in the house. We love it. Hey, we got the Rowe family always tuning in. We appreciate you guys saying hello from homeschoolers in upstate New York. Okay, we got a little bit of everybody tuning in this morning. I love it. Christy Langston saying hello from Flat Shoals Elementary School, 5th grade, Dr. Langston's class. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Love it. Scholars Academy is here. We are a virtual school with students from all over the country. I love that. Okay, Alexa Rose, thank you guys. Conyers, Georgia, appreciate you guys so much tuning in. So guys, let's go ahead and get into it. We have an amazing guest this morning. Her name is Emmy Woosley, and she is the co-author of the enchanting children's book Of Life, the Roller Coaster, and she is going to be here to read her amazing book. And then at the end, she's also going to do a Q&A. So let's go ahead and bring her in now. Greetings. How are you?
I'm great. How are you all?
Good, good. So great to have you. Appreciate you so much for taking the time to join us this morning. And so you have this amazing book, Of Life, the Roller Coaster, which this sounds pretty exciting. So I'm excited to get into this.
I'm really excited to be here and just tell this story a little bit more. Yeah,
awesome. So let's go ahead and get into the book reading. And guys, keep in mind, we'll be doing a Q&A at the end. So if you have questions, go ahead and put those in the comment if you have questions for our author, and then we'll get to those as soon as the book reading is over, and I'll let you take it away.
Okay. So Of Life, the Roller Coaster, written by Emmy Woosley and Jody Holsey, illustrated by Sarah Truman. Of Life, the Roller Coaster. Dedicated to our friend who inspires us with her creativity, courage, and optimism. For the strong and brave children who keep moving forward on the roller coaster of life. Hi, I'm Evalie, and just like you, my life is not perfect. It's full of purple, pink, and blue. Up, 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 another beautiful day. Clear sky, purple track, everything is okay. Things could not be better. Life is amazing, I say. Pink track straight ahead, happiness, hugs, and lots of hooray. The colors around me are changing. Where are we going today? Slowing down, I feel different. My smile is fading away. Fast, 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 down the hill I go. Is it safe? I feel scared. I must let someone know. Twists and turns surround me. I need a helper or a friend. Dark tunnels, blue track. Will this ever end? Help is never far. In my heart, wherever I go. I am strong. I am smart. I am bold, and they will know. I may not have the power to control my whole world, but I can be optimistic, even for such a young girl. Just then I see the clear sky, pink track is up ahead. Climb, climb to the top. Life is amazing, I said. See, everything is beautiful. Purple, pink, and even the blue. That's what makes me special. A gift to the world just like you. So up, up, up we go. Another beautiful day. Clear sky, purple track. Everything is okay. And then this is the poem. I won't read it all right now, but this is the poem that inspired the story we just read. So that's Of Life, the Roller Coaster. Thanks for listening.
This is a great story. I love this. This was fantastic. So I want to start off with this, right? So can you tell me, I noticed that you use specific colors, right? So I saw some purple, I saw some pink, I saw some blue. Can you tell me the context behind those colors and why you decided to use those colors?
So one of the probably the coolest thing about this book and this story is that there was a very real young girl that Jody, who co-wrote the book with me, we met at Girls Inc. in Owensboro. And she had been going through kind of some rough things in her life. And so she actually took construction paper and made a roller coaster. And those colors that are in the book are the exact same colors that she used to describe her emotions. So when things were pink, life was really good. Purple was good. But then she used blue to represent kind of when things were sad or when she felt scared. And so when we wrote the book, we honored those colors that she had used herself.
Nice. Yeah. I love that. And that's that's pretty good because, people usually associate blue with, hey, I'm feeling kind of blue today with sadness. And then, of course, the other colors for, good day and excitement. So yeah, I felt that you were pretty intentional with those colors. So I had to ask you about those.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been in elementary schools or in spaces before where we've workshopped and had students build roller coasters themselves. And
Nice.
It's interesting because, what colors mean happiness to me may not be the same colors that mean happiness to someone else. So like I'm wearing bright yellow. That's my favorite color. Yellow for me is like a super happy, positive color. But for someone else, it might not be. So that's always neat to kind of see which colors resonate with which kids.
Yeah, definitely. And it's funny you mentioned roller coasters because that's literally like you always hear people say life is a roller coaster.
Absolutely. And, a roller coaster is the perfect metaphor for life. And I don't think I know anybody that hasn't kind of felt nervous before they get on a roller coaster or just nervous excitement because they're so excited for it. And that's kind of how we approach life is, there's highs and lows and twists and turns, but we're all on this journey and this road and it's exciting.
Yeah, true. I remember, I think I got on my first roller coaster. I think it was at Busch Gardens in Tampa. I think I was like a teenager because I had been scared to get on roller coasters like as a kid. But then I got on my first roller coaster. I was like, wow, like I've been missing out, So, yeah.
I think I'm pretty similar.
Sure.
I love a good roller coaster once I get on it, but getting me on it is kind of hard.
Yeah, definitely. Especially those ones. I remember like there's one at Universal, which I really love. It's called Rip Ride Rocket, and that thing it goes straight up and then it goes straight down. Took me a while. It took a while for me to get on that one.
Yeah, those big drops are hard.
Yeah, definitely. And guys, just want to encourage you, those of you all who are listening, make sure you put your comments in the chat for Miss Emmy, and then we can go ahead and we can get to some of those questions as well. So students, if you have questions, let your teacher know, and she can go ahead and put that in the chat box in the comments. So I want to talk about this, right? Being an author, why did you decide to go this route as far as a children's book?
Yeah, so it was really, I feel like this project has just been kind of the universe pushing us together to make it happen. And so Jody and I were working on a play together, and he had met the little girl that inspired this book. Then he tells me the story, shows me this beautiful poem that he's written, and we just felt like it was such a meaningful story to communicate with children, but then also adults. Every adult I know that reads this book, they feel connected to it as well. And so writing a children's book is not necessarily something that I had ever thought that I would do, but it just felt so needed and necessary. And then the young gal that inspired this book, when we met with her and talked to her and told her that we wanted to do this, then it just became this, we want to make sure that we live up to the promise that we've made to her to get this story out there and to share Emily's story with the world.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So the girl is actually a real person. Like,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. So and this is kind of interesting too. So we started this project in 2008. I'm sorry, 18. Sorry, 2018.
Yeah.
And so it took us 5 years to get this story written and published. And it was just probably one of the most rewarding days in my entire life was when we got to take copies of the book to her and show her and her family that, even though it took us a long time, we got there. And now she is a high schooler, and she's very proud of this story being shared.
That's awesome. I love that. That's fantastic. And we have a question from the Rowe family. Pink is Carrington's fifth grader favorite color. She was happy to see it, and she loves roller coasters. We appreciate the artwork. Yeah, that's
wonderful.
Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, who did the person you co-authored with? Did they do the illustrations too? Or?
No. So we had another local woman named Sarah who did the illustrations, and we showed her pictures of the young girl that this story is about. And then actually, if you look on the cover of the book, the character of Emily is holding a roller coaster, and that's actually the design that little girl made when she made her own roller coaster. And so we really wanted to draw a lot of inspirations from that construction paper roller coaster she made.
Nice. Yeah, I love that. That's fantastic. Because at first I was gonna ask you about that, because I was looking. It kind of looked, so it's a roller. Because at first I was trying to figure out what is the white part. Is that like a shoe or something? Because it looked like a shoe at first.
It's just a piece of paper, and then she had built this roller coaster out of construction paper, and it's really a cool project. It's so easy, just like to cut strips of paper and then kind of let kids' creativity shine. And they, some kids will bend it all up, and other kids make theirs like really angular. But that roller coaster that she's holding is a artist depiction of that construction paper one that she had actually made.
Nice. Okay, so it was a 3D project. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I think I missed out on that as a kid. I don't remember making 3D projects like
that. I don't think that we had it either, but I have since made some with people, and it's just super fun.
Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic. So can you tell me the girl that this book was inspired by, right? Can you tell me kind of like the timeline, like, when she first made this, and then kind of when from, like, I guess that project inspired the book and then published and kind of give us that timeline.
Sure. So she had made her construction paper roller coaster kind of in about this time in 2018. And she had been going through some stuff at home, and that roller coaster she made was like a way for her to kind of process her emotions. Well, so Jody was actually on the board at Girls Inc. at the time, and he was there doing an event and met her, and she told him about her roller coaster and explained it. So then Jody wrote the poem that is in the back of the book, and he presented it to her, and he said, at that point he thought it was done. Well, so Jody then and I were working on a play, The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. And we were backstage one night, and Jody shows me this poem that he's made, tells me about this young girl and her roller coaster. And I was just like, this is so incredible. It would be such a good children's book. Well, we kind of just left it at that. But then a few weeks later, I was at Girls Inc. for another event, and I got to meet her and see her roller coaster and hear her talk about it. And she was just so inspiring, because even though she was going through hardships, she was so optimistic about how even when we're in the lows of life, it's going to get better. And Jody's very much an optimist. I'm an optimist. And this young girl was an optimist. And at the time, she was only 8 years old. And so I immediately started storyboarding Jody's poem and adding some more words to it just to make it a story. And then Jody met Sarah, who's the illustrator at another event in town, and we started working with her. And just slowly but surely, we kept chugging along. And then in August of 2023, we actually self-published and got the book released.
Nice. I love that. That's fantastic. And we got a comment from Alexa Rose, one of my students shared, I like how she was scared but still pushed on. Yeah, that's a very key piece in the book. And I think that's so inspiring. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. Well, like I said, she had been going through some stuff, but she knew it was going to get better. And one of the things that she talked about is she knew she had friends or teachers or mentors that she could lean on when things were hard. And we really wanted to kind of honor her connection with Girls Inc. And so that's why in the book we have that section, and that it's my favorite page in the book, but it says, I am strong, I am smart, I am bold, which are the themes that Girls Inc. really encourages. And so we loved that connection that she had with Girls Inc. and how Girls Inc. was helping her persevere through kind of her own hardships. But then all of us, we all have hardships in life. And it's just so important that even on the bad days, we think about the good things, and we always have something to be grateful for. And we can kind of keep moving this story of our life forward, just like on a roller coaster.
Yeah, definitely. And Mike, I want to keep this picture up here. So I love this part. So I see how the illustration it looked like she's dancing in one.
Yeah.
Looks like she's in a classroom in another, and then it looks like it says bold in the other one. So are these like during this time, are these the thoughts that are circling through her head?
Yes. And we wanted to show that, when you're thinking about what's positive in life and coming out of the negatives, what are things you're good at? So, this young girl, she was a good student. And so we showed her answering a question in class. And she, at the time, Girls Inc. was doing a lot of yoga and dance classes. And so we wanted to depict that. And it's that idea that like we each have something intrinsic inside of us that makes us special. And those are the things that we can lean towards that optimistic push when we're feeling sad.
That's great. That's awesome. And guys, definitely continue to comment questions. Love all the great questions that are coming in. Yolanda Hatcher, hello from Amiki Global Communications, K-8, Magnet in Nashville, Tennessee. Appreciate y'all so much tuning in. Thank you guys so much for joining us this morning. So let's continue, right? So I want to talk a little bit more about the self-publishing, right? Because there are a lot of people who aspire to be authors. Maybe they're not really sure on the process and how that works, and how do you actually get it on actual paper and hard copies and all of that stuff. So can you talk about that? Because it may be some students who maybe want to be authors one day, or teachers who want to be authors. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So we, like I said, we took the poem, and then I kind of expanded it. And then I started to storyboard it. So what storyboarding is where you kind of sketch out a story. And a lot of movies or cartoons, they use storyboards to kind of lay out what's going to happen. And so I am not an artist by any means. And but I kind of sketched out, what I thought could make sense and how the book could flow. And then Sarah turned my sketches, which were not great, visually, but conceptually they were pretty good. And so she took them to another level and used her artistic ability to really tell the story even more. And so then we got some really good high resolution scans of these. And then Jody worked really, really hard using some software. I think he used Canva mostly, which is a program that a lot of people are familiar with. And he laid out the book using Sarah's designs and using the story. And then we used a company called Book Baby, which they help you get your book published, and they take care of like the ISBN number. And so then now that allows our book to be on Amazon, which is great. And, we have it in some local stores here in Owensboro, Kentucky. And there's a couple other places that sell it, but Book Baby really allows it to kind of be on the internet and available to anybody.
Okay, awesome. Oh, and then we have another question from Dr. Langston's classroom. How did the girl from the book overcome her sadness? Great question.
That's a great question. And so she is a very mighty, so now she's in high school, and still very mighty, but she was just so optimistic, and she really used her ability to understand that even when you're sad, you're not always going to be sad. And I think that that's such a big life lesson, especially when you're a child, to start to realize, but every adult I know needs to be reminded that, even when you're sad, things get better. And so I think that was really what helped her, is just being optimistic and really pushing through her sadness and focusing on the things that she was good at, and focusing on how what are the things that made her life great.
Yeah, absolutely. This is great, and I love this, that the central, or at least from what I took from it, and correct me if I'm wrong, but central theme is of this, life is a roller coaster. Sometimes you're gonna have bad moments, but we always push through. And so that's what I took from it. Would that be the central message you would want people to take from it?
Absolutely. And we were very diligent about using the word optimistic in the book. And a lot of times when we go to classrooms and read this story, we will ask the students, do you know what it means to be optimistic? Or do you know what optimism is? And that's a big word, but it's such a critical theme throughout life. It doesn't mean you have to always be happy, but optimism is just pushing through the sadness and recognizing that it won't last forever. Just like a roller coaster, the scary parts don't last forever, and the scary parts in life don't last forever. And so that theme of optimism, and then just that everybody is special. Everybody has a unique ability to be exactly who they are and who they were created to be. And so we wanted every kid to understand that no matter who they are special.
Yeah, absolutely. And then last thing we have, one of our scholars shared, I sort of already am an author. I have made about 23 books at home, even a chapter book. Cool, right? Absolutely. That's cool.
Awesome.
You.
So great.
I know, that's fantastic. Well, Miss Emmy, thank you so much for taking time to join us on this edition of Students with King Reading Corner. It was a pleasure having you. This was fantastic, and we definitely appreciate your time.
The pleasure was all mine. I'm so happy to be here and share this story with everybody.
Yeah, thank you. And guys, thank you all so much for tuning in to this amazing edition of Students with King Reading Corner. Don't forget to fill out our survey. All you got to do is put your cell phone up to that QR code, get your camera app out, and go ahead and scan that QR code and go ahead and take our survey for Students with King Reading Corner. Lets us know how we are doing here at Students with King Reading Corner. So we would really greatly appreciate if you guys could just take a few minutes to fill that out. Thank you all so much for joining us for the last edition of Students with King Reading Corner of 2024. We will be back in 2025 for a virtual Students with King Reading Corner in January for the King Center holiday, the Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So make sure you guys stay tuned in for that. And then we will be back to regular programming in February. So stay tuned in for all of those great dates and more Students with King Reading Corner to come. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm Tyreek Wynn. Thank you for allowing me to be your moderator. Catch you guys next time.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bernice A. King.
And I'm Dr. Kimberly P. Johnson.
And we are the co-authors of
It Starts With Me. Well, it starts with me.
No, I think it really starts with me.
No.
Well, maybe it just starts with you.
It starts with you.
This is a book for children and the rest of the world about love. A powerful word that really can change and transform our world. Now, this girl here is Amora. So Amora is going to take us on a journey around the world with her friends, talking about how we can be loved.
Thank you so much for reading this book. It starts with me. Dr. King's vision is coming to life, and you guys are going to carry that vision into the world. Have fun reading.
We want our children and you, parents, to be loved in the way you speak, in the way you act, and in the way you think. That's what it starts with me about. It starts with me. I am the one who infects the world with love.